Greetings, citizens, and thanks for tuning in to Nindie Nation. I'm Jeff, and while our 2023 Top 10 video is right around the corner, I noticed some interesting games finally popping up on the eShop in between mountains of shovelware. So today, we're kicking off the next 200 episodes of looking at the best new indie games coming to Nintendo's little hybrid console that could. So sound off in the comments if anything tickles your fancy, come join us on Discord if you want to chat further, like, subscribe, share this video with others, and let's get into the games. These are the let's just call it 7 new notable Nindies hitting the Nintendo Switch through Sunday, January 14th. The week's first Nindie of note releases on Wednesday the 10th, and you know, I'm not quite sure what to make of this one. Cynthia, hidden in the moon shadow by looks alone, is almost like
Breath of the Wild crossed with Horizon Zero Dawn, but made by 2 people.
You play as Cynthia, of course, who is dropped into a world that consists entirely of a little valley area and a castle, and you're tasked with finding several moon crystal thingies to save your town and loved ones. It's a largely linear adventure of solving simple puzzles, shooting a bow and arrow, and finding treasures, and there's voiceover narration throughout the whole game that's, actually pretty good. However, after a little over an hour, it's over. I kinda wanna play this, the concept of a third-person action-adventure with a runtime shorter than the average movie. It's kinda neat, and after watching a full playthrough, it's clearly meant to be the first in a series. But then, here's the other thing. It's $13. For supporting a team of 2 who, by all accounts, have made a pretty solid, unique little game as their first outing, I get it, but I think I'd give it a little more consideration if it was less than $10. You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, the first game releasing on Thursday the 11th is the first game that made me think,
okay, we've got some new releases worth covering. Let's get back to the regular episodes.
8 Colors Star Guardians Plus is a mouthful, but check out this pitch. With graphics right out of your 1980s elementary school computer lab, you play as the Star Guardians, an all-girl take on the Power Rangers who set out to defeat 8 bosses Mega Man style via turn-based RPG combat. See? Who doesn't want to play that? This game's runtime is closer to a few hours, and it drops for only $4.99. I know I'm not really comparing apples to apples here, but I'd say I'm willing to check out most decently reviewed games for around $10, and at $5 or less, I'll probably give any Nindie curiosity a shot. I don't expect to be blown away, and neither should you, but you can expect a quirky little romp that's probably worth the price. And the same day, we get another $5 release, and while it looks cute, I do have one major concern with Wild Seas. It's a little game starring an adorable crocodile trying to protect his treasure from pirates. As for the good, it's listed as a tower defense game because you keep your treasure safe by purchasing then deploying upgradable turrets to keep said pirates at bay. You earn currency by running around bashing the pirates with a club, and that part makes it look a bit more like a Vampire Survivors clone, so it's a neat mix. I also really like the Game Boy Advance style visuals, but as far as my concern is, concerned, in every trailer I've seen, as soon as the screen gets busy, there is massive slowdown. I would like to recommend checking it out because of the interesting blend of gameplay styles and its low price, but for now, let's wait to see how the team at Apple Games was able to optimize the performance first. On Friday the 12th, Brainwash Games and Digerati released their cryptic, narrative-focused title Grotto for $12.99. This one was really tough to wrap my head around, but the reviews since its 2021 PC release have been quite positive, especially for people who like really weird, story-driven titles that make you think outside the box. You play as a soothsayer who can read the stars, and you do so via a little puzzle minigame that provides the answers to questions that the people in your town are asking. It's up to you to deliver news to them based on if they're tackling interpersonal problems, struggling with decisions, or trying to contact loved ones who have passed on. With so many choices to make, the 4-hour experience should be replayable if it ends up grabbing you. So if you're into thought-provoking games with choice-driven outcomes, Grotto just might be worth the $12.99. And then one that's likely only going to be applicable to hardcore shmup enthusiasts, Shinner Ruby is a modern take on the bullet hell formula by Last Boss 88 and is published by
Red Art Games
for $19.99. Overall, its reviews are mixed, but there are only a few of them, with players seeming to enjoy the modern visuals, weapons, and characters, but feeling like the graphics were so detailed that it made it a bit hard to see what's going on, which is pretty much how I feel playing any bullet hell. And you know, sometimes when you're a frog, all you want to do is learn how to be a warrior. But you can't because society expects you to focus on your religious studies, like the good little frog you are. Don't you just hate that? Well, in cases like that, sometimes it just makes sense to leave home and join the Defense Guild. And that is exactly the premise in Frog Song, the charming little action RPG by Frog Team Games. You play as Chorus the Frog and leave home to learn how to protect all the other frogs from some rumored growing evil. The hand-drawn artwork is adorable, and the game seems to have a tone similar to titles like Bug Fables or Born of Brett. It hit Steam last year, receiving very positive reviews, and this week it releases on the Switch for $14.99. And then as usual, we'll wrap up the week with Radaleka's $5 release, which this time around is Kitten Hero, developed by Headbear Games. As you can see, it's a simple precision platformer where you play as a kitten on a quest to rescue its owner, who was abducted by an evil AI? You work your way through 80 levels on a trap-filled spaceship, dodging saw blades and lasers, while trying to rescue another kitten as an extra challenge in each stage. Why didn't AI abduct a human anyways? And why did it also abduct 80 kittens? I don't know, man. It's video games. What do you people want from me? You know what? Let's go to the outro. Do the spinny effect! It's a pretty slim week as we return from a hiatus with the usual weekly videos, but I am intrigued by Cynthia, and 8 Color Star Guardians looks like a fun retro throwback. Let me know if any of this week's titles jive your turkey down in the comments, or join us on Discord to chat about whatever else is keeping your Joy-Cons synced. Next week is also looking short on quantity, but I know a lot of you are going to be interested in both Turnip Boy Robs a Bank, as well as the nightmare fuel that is Choo Choo Charles. And then the following week will be our top 10 of 2023, so make sure you're subscribed, because we're all done for today. Thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing Nindie Nation with others. Until next week, I'm Jeff. This has been Nindie Nation episode 201, and remember, no matter what type of game you're looking for, Nindie Nation will be right here to help you find just the thing to keep your Joy-Cons synced.